Hi, I'm Angela. Thank you for joining me. I'm here tonight to help you make a beautiful floral arrangement using techniques from Alice's Table, the company that I work for. I am a local fitness instructor and discovered Alice's Table when talking to my sister-in-law. I'm missing a creative outlet and I found it in Alice's Table. So I hope that you have a great time this evening. I have everything that you're going to need to make this beautiful arrangement. The design that we're making tonight is called Summer in Antibes. Antibes is a beautiful seaside town in the south of France, which I was able to visit not too long ago. So this is kind of a special arrangement for me. If you're interested in knowing more about being a part of Alice's Table after class, just ask me about it. I'm happy to tell you more. Maybe you're interested in becoming your own girl boss, want a more flexible schedule, some added income. We do private events, we do corporate events, we do birthday parties, bachelorette parties, bridal showers. So you name it, we can work with you to have a good time with your friends, family, and coworkers. So let's get started with the arrangement. I have my vase here, and I have some tools. I've prepared the room temperature water with my plant food, which you'll all be taking some of that home with you. We want to make sure that our vase has about an inch or two of water to start, because we're going to start adding on to the arrangement from this bottom. So you should each have some tools that you'll be using tonight. You have an apron, you have the rose stripper, you'll also have the clipper tool. You should have your watering can, your bucket, and there will be some spray bottles on the table. All right, so let's get started with our arranging. I have cut 4 pieces of Oasis tape. It's clear, 1/4 inch Oasis tape. It's what we prefer to use. And I'm going to make a tic-tac-toe design on this vase. So 2 strips across one way and the other, like a tic-tac-toe board. And this is our base. So this is the structure that we'll provide to the arrangement. And this is what keeps your flowers from flopping over. If you've done an arrangement at home, you probably found that they flopped over, and what you're probably missing was this component. All right, so we're going to start with the bottom, the base of our arrangement, and what we're using tonight is ruscus. It is Israeli ruscus, so it is a waxy leaf plant, and it holds up really well in water-based arrangements. So I'll just snip some pieces, tuck them in to the arrangement. I want to make sure that the stem touches the water so that it stays alive. So I'm going to push that down a little deeper. That one was a little bit short. We'll just continue to build the base just using those snippers. Now this part is it's not a beauty contest here. Right now we're just trying to create that fill in the bottom. So maybe you'll need to remove some of those leaves. You can use your hands, you can use the snippers. Just get that. Okay, and after I demonstrate, I'll ask you each to just come on up and you'll get your flowers, your stems, to start your own creation. I'm just showing you how we start with the base. All right, I'll continue to add in. So ruscus, it has different species that grow all over the world, so you can find it everywhere, and there are different types. I just happen to have the Israeli ruscus in this recipe. All right, so now we have a nice green foundation. We've covered the vase, so you won't even be able to notice that tic-tac-toe pattern. And continue to fill in here. So when I cut the stems of the plant, of each plant or bloom, I make sure that I cut them at a 45-degree angle. All right, and I'll just set these things aside. You should have a little trash can here, so you're just gonna throw away any debris. All right, our second component is gonna be our 2 green mini hydrangea. So we have some very leafy hydrangea here, and I made sure that I soaked them as soon as I got them home. I soaked their heads in some water. These are very, very thirsty plants. Now we're not going to remove all the leaves off the plant because this is a plant that needs leaves in order to get the water to go up into the plant. So that's what's going to keep your plant alive when you take it home. So we're going to make a 45-degree cut here on our hydrangea. And then with this particular plant, it has a very, very woody stem. So then we're going to make an additional cut up the stem. So sometimes people crack it, but we're going to make a cut of about 1 inch. And then we're going to place that hydrangea in our arrangement. All right, and with hydrangea, you want to make sure that you water them. You can use a spray bottle to spray them several times a day, because as I mentioned, they're very, very thirsty guys. So hydrangea are very, very commonly found on the East Coast as shrubs. I have blue ones outside of my home. Sometimes you see pink ones. They were in my wedding bouquet, so I'm very fond of hydrangea. Okay, so now I probably should cut these stems just a little bit shorter, and I'm cutting at that 45-degree angle and making that notch on the stem. I'm just going to tuck that one in there. I'm going to go back and cut this one a little bit lower. Now remember, with cutting of the stems, you can always go back and cut the stem a little shorter, but you can't add stem on. So just err on the side of caution and don't overdo. Okay, so already this is shaping up to be really beautiful. All right, so the next part is our roses. So we have 5 roses in this recipe, and I'll go ahead and show you how to remove the thorns and the leaves from a rose. So you can kind of determine the health and of your rose by looking at or feeling the base of the rose. That firm base will indicate that it's really healthy. You don't want a mushy rose. So if you had a choice, pick one that's very firm. It's going to last longer. And then I'm just removing these guard petals, which keep the rose from opening up totally. And I'm removing just some extra petals that look like they've gotten a little old. So you're going to get your rose stripper, and you're going to just place it here at the base of your rose. You're going to wrap it around and just hold on to the top of your rose, just firmly. Not a death grip. And so you have a loose grip on this rose stripper, and you're just going to work it down the stem of the rose. And see how nicely the leaves just fell off. No thorns, no leaves. Now I'm going to set that one aside for just a moment. I'm going to put it back in the water. I'll put it over here in my other bucket. All right. And then I'll do the other one. So roses are considered very romantic flowers. They're probably one of the most popular cut flowers. They're very classic, very elegant, very simple. They come in so many colors and shapes or different sizes. And so it's just a very popular